ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Kelsey Johnson.
And they say they wanted the old schoolers on tonight, but do I look a day over 21? Welcome, yes, I'm Charles Fisher, the Sports Thursday. The CNS Hitmen are your winners in the men's division of the New Providence Softball Association. They didn't even have to break a sweat to capture the 4th win.
Yes, Fisher, that's because the team won Game 4 by default and was literally a walk in the park. That was also the case with the 3 games won between the lines, where the Hitmen had their way with the BTC Warriors.
It wasn't easy. Respect also to the BTC Warriors. But we know all along we had the capacity to win it all. They was a formidable opponent. But like we told them all year, they talk that, oh, they got Thomas this and that, but we know the type of players and the mentality of the type of players we have on the squad. And we know when the ball boiled down, we was going to be in a tough out. We just went out there. The guys executed the game plan to a T. We put the ball in play and put the earnest on their defense to make plays. And as a result, we came out the victors. And heading into this BSF, this will be our 3rd one. The agenda still is the same, to win. We got to go there with the same cerebral game plan. Hopefully the guys carry out what was needed to be done. We just want to have quality at bats and stay strong on the defensive side of the ball, and hopefully we prevail.
Now more fans are coming out to the park now, especially since the Sunshine Auto Wildcats threatening a backdoor sweep on the Johnson Lady Truckers. The veteran flying squad tied the series on Wednesday night with a 12-2 win.
To be honest with you, this could go either way. It all depends on who make the less errors. The Wildcats get hit, Johnson Truckers get hit. So it boils down to who make the least mistakes.
I don't think it can make any difference. I think the Truckers going to still beat them.
And why do you think the Truckers are going to win?
They are better defense, and the offense is good.
Still going with Johnson Lady Truckers.
Why are you going with that?
I think that's a better team.
Why do you think, as a coach, they're the better team? What separates them from the Wildcats?
Youth.
But Mary's an ace pitcher.
Ace where? Mary's old finished pitcher.
But she just delivered a win.
She got a win. You see the miscues that Johnson Lady Truckers made? If it wasn't for the miscues, she would have gotten beat.
The MPSA has had its fair share of ups and downs, the latest taking place on Tuesday night when members of the BTC Warriors were ejected from the game. Players have disagreed with calls made by the umpires, but the executives are not just taking their word when it comes to the calls.
If the team or any team makes a real appeal, express a real concern in the manner that speaks to professionalism, and we have to sit at the table. I've said to them before, don't talk it. Send us a letter, and we will address the situation. There is a complaint recently about an umpire, and I've said to the offended player, it's bigger than softball. Go to the police. Okay. And if that person does not go to the police, did not go, certainly there's harboring some ill will, and it'll come out on the field. For us, I'm disappointed that during these championship games, we've had 3 games that have ended in chaos.
Now we take you back in time, and boxing was a hard-hitting sport here in the country when the gyms were jam-packed to see the boxers coming out of their corner. This matchup is a classic.
Candy Bandit,
blow you had him there in the 6th round?
Well, after I see he caught a good blow, when he had me up, and I caught him on the chin, and the mouthpiece come out, well, I look on my corner, you know, my corner say, you got him, don't stop now. And then right then, he did hit me 2 good body shots, and I was feeling that, you know, so I say, look here, let me just get it all. If you're in here, let me get it all. This, you know,
The long layoff didn't look like it had no effect on you at all.
all that did was bring me better. Like I say, I better than ever. You know what I mean? Because I got into the top right now. You see, and this the proof I got into the top.
From the first round, you had him where you wanted him. You had many chances to put him away, and you still didn't. Why you waited until the 6th round?
I follow advice from my corner man now. They say, Kenny, just take it slow. Because, you know, he might just be, you know, faking a little bit. You know, but they know I had him right. They know I was in control, and I know I was in control. But they say, don't take no chances.
He's afraid to be the new champion now.
Feel great. Feel wonderful. I feel so great. This was my old man, most of all. To make him proud of me, make him proud of all his sons, make him proud of himself. Huh? He's a wonderful man. I don't care what nobody say. We do this all by ourselves from the beginning with him. So I don't care what nobody say but him. He put me right where I is today.
Remember that fight with Kenny and Marvin. As we continue to celebrate 40 years of television here at ZNS, the past cannot be forgotten. And tonight we speak with a former member of the ZNS Total Sports team. Rick Dean worked as news reporter, radio sports announcer, cameraman, and eventually television sports anchor. And you can tell in his voice that sports was his passion.
Oh man, I love sports. And I at one point I sort of juggled with the idea between news and sports. And then I realized, you know what, sports I think is one of the most phenomenal things, because there you see for the most part the accomplishments of people who have spent their time, disciplined their lives, and made sacrifices to accomplish something. And then you had the opportunity many times to be a part of reporting that they have met their expectations or reached their pinnacle of success. And man, we had some tremendous times. I don't think, I may be partial to this, but I think that the time that I served here in sports, I was perhaps some of the most memorable, groundbreaking times in sports. I mean, you had those days, Fisher, when you go to the basketball championships at the AF Adley Gym. Man, and the Colonels and the Cougars had the AF Adley rocking. You know, we had times when at our track and field, the Carifta came here. You saw the Ricky Moxies. In my time, there were the Chanel Fergusons and the Bradley Coopers. And these guys and girls were breaking records and setting records. And we had Elisha Obed winning the World Championship. We had Drama in Bahama. You know, and so there were events like that where I had an opportunity to be a part of that I think will always stick with me.
Rick spent.
I'm joined on set by 2 knowledgeable sports guys, a sports guru himself. Fisher, what do you think?
Lobby, I remember when I came into this business, you were playing quarterback with the Burger King. The Burger King Pros on Windsor Park.
I played football, had a good time playing some football. Played basketball too. In fact, I served as president of the Grand Bahama Basketball Association, president of the Commonwealth American Football League, vice president of the Bahamas Basketball Federation. I was involved and also member of the Special Olympics Committee. So yeah, I love sports.
And also instrumental in when the Bahamas Games formed.
In fact, I was in charge of public relations in his very first games. In fact, that's one of the greatest moments, I think, of ZNS, when Kirk Smith anchored the broadcast. You know, Kirk was just outstanding. We had Steve McKinney at the time. We had Peter Giant Bowleg, who was in and out. We had Rick Dean, who was still around doing some work for us from time to time. And, of course, we had the great one, Phil Smith. So we had some individuals who did it so well. And then, of course, we had the women who joined in as well. Yvette Stewart, she was there. And they were providing coverage. We were out to swimming, we were out to track and field, we were out to basketball, we were out to softball. But when you talked about softball earlier tonight, I just reflected because Trucker's been around a long time. So the Wildcats have been around a long time. But when you heard Kirk Smith and those call the play-by-play, you know, these guys were better than most I've heard in the world. He's perhaps one of the best broadcasts I've heard. So you had him, you had Carlton Smith, you had Rick Dean. All these guys were so good, and Phil Smith. They're some of the best I've worked with.
Final question. I want you to wrap up this debate we have around here. Us sports guys make the best news reporters, right?
We do. We do.
That's you know, Brad Hanna did some sports as well. He was pretty good. Kirk Smith started in sports, went into news. You know, it always works when you guys sit back and take some lessons from the news reporters, and then of course you graduate, you get there. You do well.
Well, I told you I was joined in studio by 2 knowledgeable sports guys. A big Dolphin fan?
Absolutely.
A loser, Dallas Cowboys. Well, that's all the time we have for sports.
Thanks everybody for watching.